Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 10 here on season 2. Today, we are getting into where should I invest $50,000? This question was sparked from Who0 or Jew02. He/she asked, where can I invest $50,000 and get us much money, ... Thank you. Where I can start, thanks. I think what he means is, or he or she means is, where can I invest $50,000 and get a pretty good return back, and then where can he start from there, or he or she start from there. Let's go ahead and get it. By the way, 800 subscribers just hit yesterday or 2 days ago. Super stoked about that. The wife agreed to be on the channel again, so good work. I appreciate it. She will be on tomorrow. We'll probably film tomorrow also, which will be yesterday for you, or however that... Anyways, whatever. However that works. Anyways, she'll be on the next episode after this, probably. I'm so super stoked. At 800 subscribers, we're going to celebrate with a pizza party. We were going to throw it tonight, but unfortunate events, and so I think it's going to be tomorrow night or whatever, but 400 subscribers was a pizza party, 800 subscribers will be a pizza party, 1,600 subscribers will be a pizza party, so on and so forth. And you know, when the growth continues to grow, we throw pizza parties. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to fund it for the entire subscriber base and be like, hey, let's have a huge pizza party. That's wishful thinking. I mean, I see it in the future, but definitely right now, it's not really the most feasible thing. Let's go and get into it. So with investing that huge amount of money, I think that there's a few different options to look at. First, always the first option would be the stock market, and this could either be a managed account, so through like, I don't know, a Bank of America, well, it'd actually be Morgan Stanley, I think is what it is, Charles Schwab. There's tons of TD Ameritrade has one, Fidelity has one. All these different companies have different managed accounts, so you could look at that as way of investing into the stock market, or you could manage your account by yourself. I think that it would be a better option for someone else to manage the account, because especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's like, hey, feed them to the wolves and they're going to take that money from you, kind of thing. So there's that option. There's also real estate. You could look at either taking out a smaller loan to help you leverage to buy a bigger piece of property that you could turn around and rent out, which would help generate a higher level of income than investing in the stock market. Also, you could look at doing an REIT, which I believe also is encapsulated in that stock market idea right there, and not so much the real estate idea. So REITs are also another way. Another option would be to look at starting your own business, or look at funding a business venture of someone who's like, hey, I got this idea and I need funding. And you could be like the partner that funds the money of that level of money. I mean, it's not really like a huge amount, but it's definitely something that a small company might be able to use to help them boost to the next level. So there's always an option there. And in regards to starting a small business, I mean, that could be as simple as buying a car, a brand new car, so that you can start your own Uber business, or Lyft, or whatever the most popular one right now is, Lyft or Uber. And then also there's mutual funds. Mutual funds are great. They're pretty safe and pretty stable. I would also kind of encapsulate that in the stock market venture. Just my personal opinion, I believe that it's almost level with stock market returns. There's nothing real special about mutual funds versus like ETFs or anything like that. And then the final option would be one of the final options. This is not like the entire gambit of investment ideas. Like, there's gold and silver that you could look at. Other things like buying inventory and selling it again, or something. I don't know. Doing yard sales, buying stuff and then selling it at yard sales or whatever, if that's what you wanted to do. But the last, and I think probably the worst option, would be to stick it in a savings account and get that little percent of interest that you're going to get, or put into like a certificate deposit or whatever, and get that little bitty piece of interest that you're going to get year over year, and so that way your money depreciates and it's no longer worth as much as it was, basically. So if it doesn't earn over 3% per year, it's pretty much not making you money. You're losing money on that money anyways. That would be like the five or so options where I could see the money going. However, if it was my own money, this would be my personal plan on how I would invest. If I like stumbled up tomorrow and woke up upon $50,000, where would that money go? How would I look to spend that money if it was only specifically for investing and trying to generate the biggest possible return on my investment year over year? I would look into real estate. Real estate, I believe, gives you the ability to form a secondary income pretty quickly and still be more stable than like a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin kind of thing. So I would look at either multiple family housing units or a property with a second home, like probably like a granny flat or maybe just a smaller place for people to live. I would either do something with like an Airbnb, where if it was a home with a granny flat, I would do an Airbnb. If it was a multiple family housing unit, then I would try to rent out each different housing unit on the property. I would take the majority of my assets and leverage that as the down payment, and then see what I could get based upon the loan amount, and then try to find a up and coming city or a city that is close to like a military base or something that's going to be around for a long time, that people need places to stay, and then I would go and buy the property there. And this, however, would not be like a fixer-upper property. I would not be looking to leverage some of my assets into fixing up a property to resell or whatever it may be. It would be specifically for renting out, so I'd like a property that was already pretty much taken care of and that I could get a pretty easy loan from the bank that then I could turn around and rent out pretty quickly. I wouldn't have to have a whole lot of downtime on the property with fixing it up or whatever it may be. My money would not go into Bitcoin, like I said. I feel like it's too volatile and it's going to be a quick run thing. I think that yes, if you could generate double your money on like cryptocurrency here in the next 2 months, I don't think that that's a bad idea, but I just look at it as a huge risk. I think real estate has that risk side of it, but I think that it also, you're leveraging it to buy a property, and I think property has value in and of itself because it is actually like land and that kind of thing. Then I would also look at maybe taking about 10,000 of that, so I would 40,000 towards a house, towards real estate, taking about $10,000 and putting that into some kind of managed account, an actively managed account where they're trying to really grow that account as fast as they can. So a really high risk type growth account. That's just because I'm kind of young and that's what I would like to see. So that's my personal opinion on how I would go about using that $50,000 to make me the most money year over year over year over year over year. Let's go ahead and dive into the question today, which is if over time you replace parts on a car, at what point does it stop being the same car you bought, and how many parts do you need to replace to make it a new car? 50%. You need to replace 50% of your car in order to make it a new car. I think that would change the same car that you bought. It would still be like the same car unless you change the body. If you change the body, then it would be a completely different car regardless. Change the body and change the interior, and it's a different car. But I think that if you change 50% of the car, so if you cut the car in half and then replaced it with the other half of the car, boom, there you go. It's a new car. That's what I'm thinking on that. Anyways, let's wrap it up right there. If you have any questions regarding Stash, Acorns, Robinhood, as well as general investing, business, Etsy, coaching, post those questions down below, and I will try to get them on the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe up here and check out my Robinhood Recap November edition. Check out the video right here. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.